Welcome back, folks. This is episode 14. I believe it is 14. We are episode 14, and we have just beaten the third major boss in this game, Dragon, a weird kind of engineered sea monster with babies. At this point, we are going to, let's see, what are we going to do? At this point, we have probably the best, easiest form of transportation that we have. We got the space jump as a reward for beating the third major boss in this game. And we're going to be able to get probably some more expansion packs. Let's see, I think 3 more expansion packs. Energy tanks, I should say. We're going to be able to get 3 more energy tanks. I think there's another piece of equipment that we'll be able to get too that's still here in Meridia. Although it is worth saying that it is far from being mandatory. As I think I mentioned in a previous episode, there are 2 pieces of equipment that are just not all that necessary. The other one that we're going to get is in Meridia around here. This episode I've decided that I'm going to cut into parts because to move from one area to the next is a whole lot of fluff that is just not necessary for a show like this. But the first thing that we're going to get, there was a door that was locked. Whoop. That's an example of what I've started to talk about at the end of the last episode. With the space jump, there seems to be, I'm guessing that it's a matter of rhythm that you have to keep in order to be able to just continually use the space jump. Otherwise, it's going to fail on you, or it fails on me. Maybe I'm just really bad at it. I'm willing to allow for it. In this area, we have one of the last really important pieces of equipment. I think there is only this one and maybe one more that is really, really, really important. Actually, the other one is, now that I think about it, hang on, the other one is scarcely important. It's really just another damage mod. This, however, what we're going to pick up is the plasma gun. Here's an example of what our gun can do right now. With the ice beam equipped, it will shoot the first thing that it hits, and then the laser will dissipate, and it won't be able to penetrate. Well, here is the plasma beam. The plasma beam! Now watch. Let me just make sure. Yep. I'm gonna be suspicious. Watch! Now, this thing totally affects these sort of salmon-colored space pirates. The salmon space pirates. Ooh. Oh, that sounds disgusting. Salmon space pirates? And now, check out what it does to this little group of slimes. The goop monsters. Yeah, eh? That's fancy. It will not stop once you shoot it. It will pass through anything. The plasma beam is basically pure death in a row straight in front of you. You shoot that thing and it's going to go through everything in its path in front of you. And it's going to kill that thing. Well, at this point, we have the space jump. We have the best gun in the game. The best damage output that we could possibly have. The only thing that remains before we tackle the next area, which happens to be Ridley's lair, is that we're going to do one last little sweep. I'm gonna cut to a couple of these little areas because it's just not necessary to watch going from place to place to place to place to place. This section is so much easier with the space jump. Holy Christ. It is so much easier to go through this area with the space jump. It's really, really irritating. It's hard to express if you haven't been in this area and you haven't personally experienced the struggle that there is to jump in. There is a different physics about being under that sandfall. Okay, these guys are just. Okay. Oh, you gotta fall through here. Okay, you must have to do that thing. You must have to break the grapple thing. That's sneaky. Okay, I gotta wait for this, and then, yeah! Alright. Here again, something made much more easily. Something that was made so much more possible with the space jump. Now, there it is. Alright. This is a friend of sorts. Oh, we gotta wait for him to come back. He is not an enemy. It is not an enemy. Sorry. And, he's just sort of there. His job is to dig. There it is. He's got a whole lot to dig through, and I'm sure he's very thankful that we blew up that wall so that he could do his job. There's nothing about him. Look at that. There's nothing more to this guy. He's just a digger. With, digging disky things. That totally effective, I'm sure. I'm guessing the length of this corridor is more to prove that we just would really not have been able to do this ourselves. Coconut monsters over here. I call them coconut monsters because of the sound that they make when you shoot them. Alright. You see that? We're gonna get it. This, that we're experiencing here emphasizes the value of such a piece of equipment. The spring ball. I thought it was called the spider ball. Apologies. There. There's no secret. Is there no secret? No, there's no secret. Good. Now I can show you the value. See? Now, in ball form, we can jump as if we weren't in ball form. That's pretty fancy stuff. I just really wished I had that at the beginning. Or even halfway through, just earlier than this, you know? Ah, yeah, okay. Now we're going to take care of a little bit that we had in the beginning that we couldn't have handled unless we had pretty much all of the equipment. We needed to have the gravity suit in order to polish this one off. First, boost jump through here. And then we get to a section with water. Next, boulders from the floor, boulders from the ceiling on an invisible platform that we would only see with the X-ray scope. All to just pick up a missile tank. Why did it have to be a missile tank? Oh, sorry. 2 missile tanks. Woo! All of that colossal effort. All of that equipment that we used in order to get up here. Oh! For 2 missile tanks. They're gonna come in handy. Rest assured. But oh man. Had I remembered. Okay, no, I can just use D-bomb. There's nothing else around here. I'm really hoping that there was some, like, more up here, because it seems like quite a lot of effort to just get 2 or 10 missiles. Alright, well, I'm out. Here, underneath where we picked up the charge beam, there's another area that we would have needed to have the gravity suit for. So I didn't bother to come in because it would have been a kind of a waste of perfectly good time. Now I gotta clear a runway. Okay. That's enough. There. Perfect. The delightful part of this game is that everything is pretty easy once you have the equipment for it. It's just a matter of having the equipment and remembering to come back to sections. The next item on our list, this section here in Brimstone. Man, Plasma Beam just makes short work of those things. Okay. This is something that we technically could have gotten through had we just gotten in with the grapple beam, but now that we have the space jump, it's just way easier. Perhaps you see what I mean. It is much, much more worth it to do a big sweep once we have the space jam. We save a whole lot of time that way. I mean, part of the fun of this game was to do it that first time. You pick up something new and it's really cool, and then you just want to check out everything. That's certainly what I did the first time. And the first time and every time since then. It's when I'm doing these videos here that I'm doing, you know, sort of a critical path kind of thing. Here's some grapple beam action that I'm just foregoing completely while I'm in the area, you know? What is in this section here? Ah, yeah. This is super sneaky. You would have to know to use... Hang on. Uh-huh. That did look a little out of place. You really had to know. Let me select my tool properly. That's handy. Now, there's got to be some trick to this area. It looks a little too complicated. Oh, well, there's a thing there. There you go. And through here. And... Ah, okay, gotcha. Oh, well, okay. Elevators. Always useful. And we run across some turtles, little baby turtles. And this big mama turtle. Ooh. Standing on top of Mama Turtle has her shoot us up. Gets her to just fly up. There's an energy tank up there. If we were horizontal with her, she'd be trying to ram us. So I can't really say that she's trying to be useful. Let me see if I can't sort of... I sort of want to retract the beam and land on this thing at the same time. Is it possible? I'm not convinced. Hang on. No, nope. No. Come, damn it. That was close. No. I think I might... No. I think I might have to just throw myself up there. Good. That gives us the maximum number of energy tanks that we can have at this time. That's really cool. At this point, the only energy tanks that we're going to find are in Ridley's lair. And there's a well-hidden energy tank in the wall on this side over here. have to... Do I bother to get this one? I think I do. There. Really well hidden. I can enjoy that. That's a pretty well... that's a pretty good spot for hiding a missile tank. Because otherwise it was a little bit of a waste of that fine turtle thing. I believe that's going to do it for our sweep. Sorry for the very fast sort of cutting, and I'm sure it was very disorienting. I just wanted to show the acquisition of all of that equipment without having to pad all of the videos with just travel. So, in the next episode, I'm going to put Samus in Norfair, pretty close to Ridley's lair, and that's what we're going to attack in the next episode. See you soon, folks.